Welcome to the podcast, and I am Maddie.
And I'm Heather.
And welcome to the Chronicles of Maddie podcast. As the name implies, I am Maddie, and she is my mom, and I am 15, and if you want to know a little bit of random facts about me, I love corgis, and that's pretty much all you need to know. I am a foodie, though, so I guess that's kind of important to say.
You also like to write books?
I also like to write books. I did say I was going to say that, didn't I? And I kind of stole your line, didn't I?
You did, but I think it works.
I did. Okay. We're both very new to doing podcasts, so this is very new for us both. And it's early to me, so I'm a little bit foggy brained, but that is okay. We're still gonna try to go through this. So what do people on podcast say?
Are we from Boston? No.
Boston. Podcast.
That's not Boston.
That's like a country accent.
Yeah, that is country.
Okay, since it would probably be a very boring podcast if we just did a normal, hey, I like this, I like that, here's an introduction to me, I thought we'd do the most Chronicle of Maddie thing we can possibly do and play a little icebreaker game called Rapid Fire Questions. So how we're going to play this, if you've not played it before, is I'm going to ask her 3 questions as fast as I can, and she's going to try to answer them as fast as she can with little to no thinking about the actual answer. And honestly, I'm very excited about this because I feel like this can make for a funny thing if things
I'm nervous
go.
because we did not get the best sleep last night.
We didn't.
And I'm exhausted.
I'm exhausted too, which is actually going to make this better, so.
I can't think. I mean.
That's okay. I can't really think either. 3, 2, 1. Favorite color?
Purple.
Coffee or tea?
Tea.
Favorite season? That was a bad one to ask.
That is a bad one. Y'all, I'm so conflicted on this one because I've always been a summer girly and I still love summer. But what I don't love is the extreme heat with summer and there's no pool. So I started really loving fall. But I don't feel like I can say fall is my favorite color because I feel like then I'm leaving summer out. And I'm very much a summer girly. So I'm a Sol girly. Summer, fall.
Sol. Okay, I'll take that as an answer. Do you have 3 questions ready for me?
After I look them up, yes.
Okay. All right.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Books or movie?
Books.
Morning person or night owl?
Permanently exhausted pigeon.
Favorite fast food place?
Sonic.
I have one more because that actually was not the one I was supposed to ask.
That's okay.
Introvert or extrovert?
Introvert.
There we go.
I did it. Okay, so my question for you is biggest pet peeve.
Oh my gosh. That's too hard to think of.
Okay, what's one or 2 pet peeves? Like, it's just like, ugh.
Well, it depends. Like, some of my pet peeves change. Like, sometimes food noises just really crawl under my skin and I can't take it, and I'm like, if you don't shut up.
Yeah.
So one thing that stays a constant about that is I cannot stand when people chew with their mouth open because not only is it gross, but number 2, you hear a lot more sound when you chew with your mouth open.
Yeah, and especially when you're sitting in front of someone doing that, and it's like you can see it, and you're like, once the food hits your mouth, you're not supposed to be able to see it. I don't want to hear it. It's one thing if your mouth is closed and you still hear something. That's different. It's kind of like, okay, well, I'll just get over it. It's fine. But when your mouth is open,
I have no tolerance for it, and you can see steam coming out of me. I feel like because I can't stand it. Now, if you have your mouth closed, I mean, obviously you make noise when you eat.
Yeah,
and that's not something people can help. That's where sometimes I can deal with it. Other times I'm just like, oh, just stop. But I try not to say anything because they're doing everything right. They have their mouth closed. They're being respectful. But sometimes it just gets me.
It's like, can I just go in the other room and eat my food?
Yeah.
Sometimes, now this might just be me, but I'll actually get annoyed at myself when I eat because, I can hear myself chewing, and it's not like when I have something in my ears or anything like that. It's just I can hear it, and I hate it. And so a lot of times that's probably why I'll put TV on or something when I'm eating, because I can't stand the sound of my own self eating and my mouth is closed. And I don't know, I'm just kind of weird like that, I guess.
I've not had that, but no, I do have to have TV on when I eat. I love
Yes.
having TV on while I eat.
Me too. It's like the thing to do, I feel like.
It is. And that got started, well, I've always been that way, but Rhett and Link, so they used to always do these food
Yes.
shows, and it always made me hungry.
It makes
So
me hungry too.
I had to go get food, and then it just became a thing. Like, I have to watch TV as I eat now.
I didn't used to be like that. Well, I mean, I guess technically I did.
Yeah, anytime TV was on, you had food in your mouth as a little girl.
I did.
Yep, the moment the TV went on, it's like a light, like a flip switch, and
Yeah.
oh, I need food.
Yeah, and like commercials do that too. So like
Yeah.
if you realize you just ran out of food while you were watching a show or a movie or something, then the moment a commercial hits, it's kind of like, oh, I need to get food. I need to get food now. Give me cereal or something, pizza. I don't care. Just give me something to eat.
I think it's those subliminal messages that they put in there. Go get food.
Yes, and it's like, you know, I know what you're trying to do. I know that this commercial is like made like this to make me hungry and make me want what's on the screen. But you're just making me hungry right now. It's not even I want what's on the screen. Most times what's on the screen don't even look good.
Mm.
But it's just like, okay, well, now that I watched the food commercial, I wonder what we have. Like, what can I eat?
The only food that usually looks good to me is Domino's
Mhm.
or Sonic.
Yeah, I do really love Sonic. I would say that Sonic was actually kind of, I feel like it's weird for me because I'm trying to think about when I first started like really liking it, because we used to eat it every now and then when I was like a little kid.
Oh, every weekend, just about.
Yeah, and I mean, I liked it, and I didn't mind it. In fact, the thing I always got was I always got a Oreo ice cream thing, and it was like the thing I always got. It didn't matter what anything else I ate, I would always get that. But then like when I got older, in fact, just like within like the like 3-4 years, I've just started liking it. Like I
No
don't
longer than 3 to 4 years.
longer.
Oh, for sure.
Oh
Yes.
wow.
You've been into Sonic for like a hot minute before 2020.
Yeah, before 20. You're right.
We're
Oh
2025.
oh wow, that is a long time. But I will say one thing that I cannot believe I never ever tried in the whole time of going to Sonic for all those years now. I cannot believe I've never tried their pretzel. Like, maybe they've not had it for long, but I think they've had it probably for a long time, if I had to guess. But I've never had it before. I didn't know they had pretzels. But just recently, I actually, like, in the past two years, no, one, yeah, in the past year, not even 2 years, I learned that I really, really like soft pretzels. And in fact, I started like craving it. Like, that's all I really wanted there for a while. So you remember when we first started this video and I told you a few fun facts about myself, and I just kind of threw in just randomly, I'm a foodie. Well, I wonder if you can tell I'm a foodie with the fact that we've spent the last 6 or so minutes talking about food. I am a huge foodie. Anyone who knows me even a little bit probably knows that. But I love food, and that's just a fun fact.
Yeah, the minute we lose power, what are we gonna eat?
Yes, like the power. It's happened several times, and it's the power goes out, and I'm like, oh, well, that's not good. That means we don't have any light. What happens when it gets dark and I'm trying to get somewhere? I won't be able to see. I can't charge my phone. I can't use the microwave because I can't charge my phone because there's no power. What am I gonna eat? Because in my mind, everything needs to be heated up, I guess. And so I'm just like, I can't use the microwave. What am I gonna eat? I'm gonna starve. I'm gonna starve until the lights come back on. I never do starve until the lights come back on. There's always food available. But in my mind, it's just like, lights go out. What am I gonna eat? And I think that kind of just says a lot about me. Just in that. I can put my mic on my pinky.
Oh my goodness.
It kind of looks weird, like,
It does.
hi. I don't like the look of that. Okay, we're back with the questions because I got us like really off track with that. So I'm ready.
First celebrity crush.
Really? Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm trying to think.
You don't know?
Was it Tom Holland?
I thought so. No.
No.
Wait. No.
No. Not Tom Holland.
Wasn't it? Wouldn't it
Well-
be Chris Evans? Did you have a crush on him?
Yes, I was right because okay, so when I first got into Marvel, my favorite superhero in Marvel was Captain America. I know it's probably like a really unoriginal character to like say that's my favorite, but that was my favorite. Well, actually, my first favorite character with Marvel was actually Spider-Man, but then I got introduced to Captain America, and I'm like, ooh, that's my favorite.
Which, mind you, Spider-Man really wasn't Marvel because the Spider-Man she's referring to
with
was
Sony.
the original.
Yeah, but see, in my mind, Spider-Man will always be Marvel, no matter like who owns the rights to the movie or anything. It's always going to be Marvel to me because it was created by Stan Lee, which is like literally the founder of Marvel, I do believe. Well, one of them. He's like very, very big in the Marvel world. Well, he was. That's sad. But yeah, I think it was Chris Evans because he played Captain America, and that was my favorite. And so like I would watch anything that he. Okay, so let me tell you another little fact about myself. Anytime I really liked an actor or something that I saw in like a movie or a TV show, if I just liked their character or something, I would go and I would search up all the movies and all the TV shows and everything that actor has ever been in, and I would go and I would try to find where they are. And so I would just start watching everything that I could possibly watch for each person who I really liked in a show or movie. But actually, if we're thinking about that, the first person I ever did that for was Tobey Maguire from the Spider-Man movies.
Yeah, but I don't feel like you had a big thing for Tobey Maguire.
I didn't. I just liked him playing Spider-Man.
And really, I don't know that you had a big thing for Chris Evans. Like, I know you like the character.
Yeah.
But, I mean, maybe you didn't have a thing for Tom Holland. But
I did.
I was like, I kind of felt like Tom Holland was maybe your first crush then.
Yeah, I think so, because when you first asked me that, the first thing I was thinking of is like Disney Channel and like everything on there.
No.
But like Mickey Mouse wasn't a big thing, and so
You didn't have a crush on Mickey Mouse?
I didn't. I really didn't. Not even Pluto, and I do really like Pluto.
Well, that's great that you didn't because that's a dog.
Yeah, that would be a little bit weird.
That would be.
But anyway, yes, I would probably say it was Tom Holland. Fact, it probably still is Tom Holland. I am really looking forward to his next movie, though.
Oh, me too.
I'm very excited to see him in another Spider-Man movie. All right, this one's gonna be hard. Technical difficulties.
You're not.
Okay, this is a hard question, but you gave me a hard question, so I guess it's only
a hard question.
Oops. If you could time travel anywhere to like any time, where would you go?
Like year type of thing?
Yeah, like year before you were born, after you're born, like any time, even if it's like way in the future or way in the past.
I really don't know.
You don't know?
I really don't know.
Okay. I actually do have another question to ask.
Okay,
so
that's that one.
Okay. If you could have dinner with anyone, dead or alive, whether you know them or don't know them, like if it's a celebrity or something, who would you have dinner with?
That's also hard. Who would you have dinner with?
I would have dinner with... That's hard. That's actually really hard. I don't really like having dinner with people I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. So I don't like my first thought was my great grandmother Ruth, because I'd love to see her again.
That's actually kind of what I thought your answer was going to be, to tell you the truth.
But then I thought, I don't know how I'd feel having dinner with her. It's been so long. And then my next thought was Taylor Swift. But then I thought, no, I really don't want to have dinner with somebody I don't really know, even though I think she would be nice and whatnot.
Oh yeah, I think she would be really nice. But I don't know. That's hard.
That is hard. I don't like having dinner out with people very much in general.
No.
I just kind of want to eat by myself.
Yeah, I've actually gotten better with that. Like, used to, like, when I was, like, 9 and, well, 10, I'll say 12 and below, I literally would not eat with anyone I didn't know. I wouldn't even eat with my friends because I don't know, I hated it so much. It's not, I don't even know if it was like I feel embarrassed eating in front of them. It's just I don't want to, and like I'll start physically feeling almost sick because I don't want to, and I guess it's just nerves. But not even with my friends. I wouldn't even eat with them.
She wouldn't.
I wouldn't. Yeah, you would know because you would I was at this program. I am homeschooled, but I was at this homeschool program, and it was like a 4-hour type of thing, and so we would pack lunch because there was a lunch. Yeah, I would get back in the car, and I would start digging into my food the moment I got in the car because I wouldn't eat with anyone there. Like, there was one set of friends that I had that I would eat with, but I got to the point I didn't even eat with them anymore. I would drink like my water and everything, so I was hydrated. I'd like to know, are you guys the same way, or did you just kind of like, I don't really care to eat in front of other people? Like,
when I was that age, I didn't care. I ate.
See, I seem to have always cared. Well, I can't really say always because...
No, because you used to eat in front of people all the time.
I did, but there was just... It got to a point where I wouldn't eat with anyone, really. I'd like to know your answers to these questions. Like, any question we've asked here, what would your answer be? Because I'd like to know you as viewers. I'd like to know, like, who's watching my videos, who's watching this new podcast series I'm going on. And do you enjoy the podcast? I know it's kind of weird because there was a little bit of struggle with this podcast because at first I was just like, I had seen a podcast on YouTube, and I don't know if like they put their podcast on like another podcast area, but they don't say that they do. So it's just like a YouTube podcast, and I'm like, what, you can do that? I didn't know you could do that. And YouTube has its own podcast like option for creators, but they didn't even do that. It's just like they filmed a regular video like this, and then they called it a podcast and they put it up. And so I thought, well, that actually sounds really cool. And I started watching more and more of the videos. I started really wanting to do a podcast too on YouTube since I found out I could do it. But then I was like, well, if I'm going to put a podcast on YouTube, I feel like I should put it on an actual podcast, like, place, like an app or a website or something. But I couldn't find a place that I really liked. So I just decided, you know what, I'm just going to put it on YouTube, and that's going to be the podcast. And so here we are with our fancy mics and our podcast.
And another fun fact about Maddie that she just kind of shared without knowing she shared.
Uh-oh.
She kind of like hyperfixates on things.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a really bad hyperfixation problem.
Yeah.
In fact, this podcast was a hyperfixation.
Which is why you kind of told on yourself without really telling on yourself.
Yeah, my bad. My bad. That's okay. Well, at least I'm real.
This is
I'm
life
real.
with Maddie. Like, she sees something that she really enjoys, so she wants to be involved in it and do it. So here we are.
Here we are. But I mean, this is a very unfiltered thing. It's not like it's very unfiltered. I'll just say it's very unfiltered. So this is our real life, and this is our introduction to us, and I hope that you will stay for next week's podcast and come join us and continue watching the Chronicles of Maddie podcast. how do you end a podcast? I feel like you can't just do the bye thing that we normally do on videos. So I hope you guys enjoyed our podcast. Restart. I hope you guys enjoyed our podcast, and I hope you will join us for next week's video. And if you like this podcast, give it a big thumbs up and subscribe, because I think that's a really, really cool thing to do. Just, hit the subscribe button. It make my day. I notice when you subscribe. And if you have anything to say about anything we've said, or you want to say something, comment. This is a very awkward ending, but again, it's unfiltered. So, see you in the next podcast. Bye.